Hi, I'm Irma, the Education USA advisor. Be sure to watch all the Education USA podcasts because you will get many insightful information from our expert speakers. Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of our podcast. I'm Zafira and today we're gonna talk about everything you need to know before studying in the US. So today we have our very special guest, Mr. Luke. Hello, welcome Mr. Luke, nice to meet you.
Hello, good morning, nice to meet you.
Can you please introduce yourself first?
Hello everybody, my name is Luke Yim. I am the Regional Manager for Education USA's network in Southeast Asia. I'm based in Jakarta and this is my first time visiting Samarinda. Pleasure to be here.
So thank you, Mr. Luke, for coming all the way to Samarinda. So now we're going ahead and getting started, okay?
All right.
So as we know that every country has their own education system, right? Can you tell us about how is the education system in the US?
So the education system in the US is not very different from Indonesia. So they have elementary school, middle school, high school, leading to university. And Indonesia, the bachelor's program is known as S1, S1, and the bachelor program in the United States also includes 4 years of study. And there's advanced degree programs including master's level, S2, and also PhD or doctorate.
Okay, so for the next question, what are the benefits of studying in the US for short-term or even long-term that can student gain right away?
So I would like to talk about the quality of the university programs and the professors, the research. So the universities in the United States have the best equipment, the state-of-the-art facilities, supercomputers, world-renowned professors. And when you get to the United States, even for a short term, you get to experience the American culture there. So it's not just within the classroom, but you will also get opportunity to explore the American culture outside the university campuses. And lots of great opportunities to travel. US is a big country, and there are lots of great places to do sightseeing, to go on adventure. And in the United States, you get to mingle with students from all across the world. The United States attracts international students from worldwide regions and countries. So you're set to really get that global experience at American universities.
So it doesn't matter whether it's short-term or long-term, they both have benefits, right?
Yes, they definitely have values. But I would recommend going for long-term if you can.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Well, there's a common belief that studying in US is difficult. Is that true? And if so, how can students prepare to be competitive applicants?
So that I would say is a misconception. There are many different ways to get into the United States. And there is a wide range of schools. There are schools that take longer for students to apply, but as long as you prepare in advance and meet the requirements, the university should be happy to take your application. But there are a type of schools that have very flexible admissions policy, so their application procedure is not as complex. And I'm talking about 2-year institutions known as community colleges. And their requirements are not as extensive as some of the schools. So there are over 4,000 accredited universities and colleges in the United States. So there is something for everybody.
Oh yeah, so it's different in every campus, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so as we know that too, that students need more than just academic help to succeed. They also need a support system for their well-being. And related to that matter, are there any student support system in every campus, like academic counseling, mental health support, or even career services?
Oh, definitely. So a lot of universities are well equipped to welcome international students And these universities also have Office of International Student Services, which is an office dedicated to bring support to international students. So the universities not only have academic counselors, professional counselors, and career support, but they often have officers who have expertise in supporting international students, ranging from visa issues to and just navigating the American culture. So there is all sorts of support available to international students in the United States.
Okay, I see. It's good, right? So now, guys, we're talking to the most awaited part of to begin studying in the US. It's the admission process. So applying to a university in the US is like taking a big step, but it all comes down to a few key steps, right? So how is the admission process is like, and what standardized tests do we need to take?
So I would encourage the students to first use good search engines that are available to look for universities. Like I said, there are more than 4,000 universities. So there's a lot of options out there. So you need to learn the tools to narrow down your options and then get a list of universities and colleges that you're interested in and put it into a list. And start going to the university websites, and then the university websites will have information about what the universities are looking for in a student's application, which includes admissions requirements and procedures, and also for international students, a lot of universities require language proficiency tests like TOEFL. So you first need to look at the full scope and of university options available in the United States and get a list of universities you're interested in applying for. And then go to all of these university websites to learn the admissions process and then start preparing for those admissions requirements. And then note that universities have different deadlines for submitting the application. So you need to have your own calendar. I like to call it application calendar. So you know what you should be doing every month.
Yeah,
but
like
before
taking
exactly. So when you should be taking the standardized test, taking the TOEFL test, and then you should be asking for recommendation letter from your teacher, and also preparing for your academic transcript. And then a lot of universities ask for a personal statement, which is a college essay about yourself. It's a relatively short essay, but it takes quite a bit of time for you to develop a good essay. So these are some of the key materials a lot of universities ask. So you will want to have enough time to prepare for this application. So I think the key, again, is to make sure that you prepare in advance. And then you have lots of time for you to brainstorm, look for universities, learn the admissions process, and then prepare all the required materials.
Okay, so coming up on the next part is about the part of the admission process. As you already said, it's the scholarship essay. We know that a well-written scholarship essay can make a big difference in the selection process, right? Can you share maybe just some pointers on how do we make our essay stands out?
Okay, well, speaking of scholarship, there is a wide range of scholarships available. And many students do get scholarships directly from universities, but there are other outside organizations that also provide scholarship. There are government scholarships, corporate scholarships, scholarships provided by businesses. So it's important that as you look for universities, you also look for scholarship. And it's if I could give you a tip about writing an essay, it's important to first understand what these scholarship providers are looking for.
What they want, right?
Exactly. So when they are building this scholarship for students, they usually have a purpose. They're looking for a specific type of students. So it's important to see if this scholarship is really for you.
Yeah, the match.
If you are the right match for the scholarship, and if you believe that you are the right match for the scholarships, and then try to understand their perspective. Why would this scholarship provider give out this scholarship to students? And once you understand that, then if you're able to match your experience to what the scholarship providers are providing, then this will give you a good story to tell. So once you have the good story, and then really put that into a good writing, a short writing, and then I would encourage you to discuss with your peers and your teacher, don't do this alone because essay, the power of story is very important. So you would need to get lots of feedback, and then I would encourage all students to also visit the Education USA Center for more input.
Okay, so on the essay, do we need like a point of view from the other people?
Feedback?
Yes.
It's not a requirement, but I think to have a quality essay, high quality essay, it is very crucial that you get feedback from as many people as possible.
Okay, so coming to the next part, it's the cultural differences. We know that every country has their own cultural differences, right? And that can also impact our academic and also our personal experiences, like the way we communicate with each other, our talking, and also our daily routine. So we, as in Southeast Asia people, especially Indonesia, what cultural differences do we need to be prepared for?
Well, so I think it's not just about being Indonesian. So it depends on the individual as well.
Okay.
Of course, there will be cultural differences. There will be what's known as culture shock.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to avoid. But the key is not to feel discouraged. When you get to the United States, and you will have tough times, but everybody's going through the same
Okay.
process. So make sure that you enter the United States with a sense of a vision, so a very strong focus on what you are here for, the purpose. So you're here, you're in the United States, you come a long way, so there are goals that you want to accomplish. So make sure that you don't lose sight on those goals, and know that over time things will get better. You know, those that your depressing feeling will not last forever.
Yeah.
You know, you might spend a few days crying,
Yeah.
of course, missing
It's
home.
okay, it might
But
get better.
it's okay. You will have support. You will find friends. There are other Indonesian students in the United States, and then American students and other students from other countries. They're generally very eager to get to know you,
Yeah.
and then be friends with you, and then you will find good friends in the United States. So don't worry. Just relax. You know, it will take some time for you to adjust. So it's very normal for you to feel a little bit sad and depressed and homesick, but things will get better and better. So just keep your hope high, and then you will get through the process. Okay.
Okay, and as an international student, it's essential for us to plan and manage our financial, right? But it depends on where the location that we live, accommodation that we stay, and also our lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have? Can you share about the typical living cost that we can expect?
So it varies. I think you will understand. Living in the city, even for Indonesia, living in Jakarta would
Yeah.
cost very different from living in Samarinda.
Sure.
So it's the same in the United States. There are certain cities and states where the living costs are high, but there are states where the living cost is very, very affordable. So I encourage you to go online, and there is an online calculator for the typical cost of living for each state.
Oh,
There is an
cool.
online calculator. So when you build out your budget, make sure that, or when you're even looking for universities, try to see where these universities are located, which city, which state, and what kind of environment. So it could be an urban environment, but it could also be a suburban, rural environment that the living cost will be very different. So make sure you do that research. Use the online calculator for the cost of living for different states in the United States. So you have a very somewhat accurate
Yeah.
number for the cost of living that you expect to pay when you're in the United States.
Oh, cool. This is my first time hearing that online calculator. Wow, it's very cool. So last but not least, this is one of the questions that I always wonder about too. Can we work while studying there? Like, how about the visas? Are there any rules for international students?
So if you are on an F1 visa and then pursuing a degree, bachelor's, master's, or PhD, then you are able to work legally on campus up to 20 hours per week.
up to
You will
20
need to get a social security, and then when you're able to find an employer within campus, it could be a restaurant, a coffee shop within campus, and that are willing to sponsor you the social security. Then yes, you are able to work up to 20 hours on campus. And for graduate level students, because
Yes.
I think I am speaking to a lot of current college students. A lot of students work with professors, and then sometimes they get stipend for being a teaching assistant or research assistant. And well, there are opportunities to work while studying. I would also like to talk about the OPT program. It's called the Optional Practical Training. So this is a program that allows international students to work, get some working experience in the United States after they complete their programs. From 1 year and up to 3 years for students who major in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
Okay, cool. Finally, we're coming to the end of this podcast. So, Mr. Luke, can you give us some few words or maybe quotes for the day?
Well, Indonesian students, it's time to dream big. It is time to be ambitious. Indonesia is a very big country, and you're becoming more powerful and more prosperous every year. So it's time really for you to see the big world out there and engage with people from all around the world. And the American campuses really provide the microcosm of the world. You will have that global experience when you come to the United States. And then I believe that the US campuses are really well prepared to build you into a future global leaders that Indonesia needs in the next coming years. So keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Luke. It's been a pleasure talking to you today, and hope that we can meet for another episode for talking about studying in the US.
Likewise, thank you for inviting me.
Okay. Well, guys, this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope that you can find our podcast helpful and also insightful. See you on the next episode. Goodbye.
How was that? Very insightful, right? Okay, if you would like to know more information, visit EducationUSA Center in your city or book advising session at Calendly and follow our Instagram at EducationUSA Indonesia. See you!